Hey.
How you doing?
Good. You ready to grab something to eat?
Ready.
All right, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
So they got some really good food here.
Okay.
The menu is really great, and you about to see.
All right. And we here on another episode of Stir the Pot Podcast. It's your boy Alfred Chapman, and we here with
District 5 City Commissioner Shana Rose.
That's dope. That's dope. I seen the passion in it. You said it with your eyes closed, like you just. So we're gonna do a little something different today, right? So we're gonna do like kind of like a little foodie vibe type situation, right? And since we're gonna do like a foodie situation, what's better than doing a foodie situation with District 5? You know what I'm saying? Eating good in District 5.
Mm-hmm.
So I asked her, I was like, what's a restaurant that you recommend? And she said, Legacy.
Yes, right here in the heart of West Lakes Wellness Center. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, brunch. They do catering. So I'm gonna say this, there's a lot of options and we're gonna go to a couple more places, but you know, when we talk about in the heart of the community, they're serving, they even have a youth culinary program.
Wow.
So a place called Plated Purpose program. So, you know, I want to make sure that, you know, you highlight the food and let folks know what the legacy is here.
Yeah. Wow, that's really dope. When did Legacy open? Like I've never been here before.
It's been a few years. So this wellness center has been probably about 3 to 5 years now. They've been building it out more and more. And so the key is, you know, you analyze communities and say, what are you missing? So in this West Lakes community, a restaurant, you know, a nice sit-down restaurant was missing. So they opened up Legacy.
Wow, that's really good. That's really good. And I like how clean it is. You know what I'm saying? It's clean and professional. You see people from all walks of life here, eating here type of thing. So what's probably one of your favorite things here at Legacy?
Oh, they already know. Biscoff banana pudding.
Biscoff banana pudding.
Like, it's one of those good day, bad day.
No matter what.
That's
that banana pudding. That's really dope. So also too, I wanted to sit down with you with all the amazing things that's coming to the city. You know what I'm saying? Literally being right across the street from Legacy. The Jags are coming here.
The Jacksonville Jaguars are coming in 2027. I'd say Orlando is really moving into, from my lens, a world-class sports and music city, and we're working on creating our own identity.
Yes.
So like the theme parks are part of us, always have been, and they will continue to be a part of us, but you know, there's more to Orlando, and you know, it's one of those, like I say, when maybe like you have two siblings and one's kind of growing out of and becoming themselves and like, you know, and maybe even as twins, right?
Yeah,
Where you get, they look the same, they're dressed the same all their lives, and the one just kind of like, okay, let's venture off and let you see my true personality as opposed to this matching that you've seen. And so we've been functioning for a really long time with the theme parks, who play an extremely vital role to who we are as a city and as a region. I can never take that away. Like, I could never take that away from the experience of coming to Orlando. But we've got so much more to offer.
It is.
Right?
It is.
When you think about, we got 2 new spring football teams here. We got the Orlando Pirates that play at the Kia Center, and we have the Orlando Storm who play at the Interco Soccer Stadium. When we talk about the Broadway shows that we've been having at the Dr. Phillips Performing Arts Center, you know, we want folks to know, like, our downtown offers great things. And so one thing for me, like, Legacy is in the middle of it. Like, it's in the heart of it. Literally, where we are is called the heart of the West Lakes Wellness Center. And so it was built as a one-stop shop where you could eat, go see the doctor, get your financial literacy, get training, get housing information, and be able to grow in the community. You know, you always hear this like gentrification word. And so this wellness center was intentionally created to be able to say, how do we uplift the community? How do we make sure no matter where you come, we meet you right there? Whatever the next step and the next phase looks like for you, we can help you get to it.
That's amazing. Yeah, that's gonna be huge. The other thing that's been all over the news nationally is rolling out. So how was your not response, but how did you feel when you seen that? Like, okay, are you guys probably been to Rolling Loud or something?
So, interestingly enough, what happened is when I first got elected, I knew that Rolling Loud needed a home.
Okay.
For 2026 because Miami had already been set for 2025. And so most people don't know one of the founders is from Orlando.
Yes. Yeah,
so I said, I went to the promoter and I'm like, come to Orlando. And they were like, what? I was like, come to Orlando. Like, why not? Why not in Orlando? Like, you know, you feel like you're in this because I think there's been a lot of uneasiness with, you know, Miami. I've read some reviews online, you know, pricing, et cetera. So I'm like, why not choose Orlando? Like, what stops us from being in the location? And they were like, are you serious? I was like, yeah. So, you know, then you have to go back and you have to talk and what's the logistics? What's this? What's that? And this is always a welcome home for anyone who wants to host events. And so it's been a secret in my back pocket for the last 2 years. So I was like, okay.
You kept it a good secret
Oh
too.
my gosh. It was one of those things where every time I saw like the speculation on the internet, I was like, okay, I can't say anything. I can't say anything. I can't say anything. But like when it was announced, I was like, oh, okay, cool. Because I kept asking like, when are we gonna announce? When are we gonna announce? But what people don't understand is like there's contractual parts of everything.
Okay.
So you talk through, like you negotiate, okay, what do you need? What will a successful looks like? And no matter what we do, especially on a large scale, we have multiple departments that have to be involved, right? Okay. From law enforcement to transportation and, you know, our venues and making sure we're staffed properly for whatever we're trying to do. So, you know, that takes a lot, you know, what are we willing to negotiate? You know, typically we negotiate with larger events. What's typically included are like hotels, where will people stay? And so you kind of like lay out that foundation. I think for me, what was just recently released is everybody kept saying like, okay, we get Rolling Loud and then what? So Rolling Loud will be all week and there will be different pop-up events throughout the city, both from retail to after parties to, and so it's a way like, you get this, you know, people were just saying it's gonna be Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Now you get a whole week worth of activities that businesses get to thrive and to be a part of. And, you know, the goal is to create customers. So, you know, hopefully everybody has a great, amazing time at all of the pop-ups, whether you're going to the theme parks or...
I think they got something at the trophy room.
Yep. Shout out to Marcus.
Shout out to Marcus Jordan, man.
So, you know, that was a big thing. Like, okay, it's just gonna be everybody's just gonna run to the Camping World and then leave. And it's like, no, okay, let's create a space where people come early, and then really the locals who may not be able to afford one or who may not be interested in going to, because you really never know the set, right? So you don't know who's gonna show up at what time or perform at what time. So it creates opportunity where we're creating like smaller events throughout the city that people can really enjoy themselves.
Yeah, that's huge. That's huge. I also think it's gonna be some special guests that's gonna probably pop up. You know what I'm saying? I think that's gonna, you know, blow the roof off. And then also too, like, you gotta take a lot of credit for that. Like, for you, been working on a situation like that for 2 years and been checking things off and everything like that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
It's one of those things where you live in a space. I think for me, it's like, let's see how the event goes. Because you don't want to say, right? You don't want to take too much credit up for it. Because it's a great thing. Like, economically, like take everything else away from it. Like, economically, it's a great impact for our community, right? And so, like, that's part of the play. But, you know, there's always the other pieces of it.
Okay, there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anything else?
Just a little silverware.
Silverware, and then I'll get you a little water.
Thank you. I seen, you know, on like the news and like on Google, they said like EDC made $110 million in like 3 days. Like some like.
So it's not the actual organization; it's the economic impact.
Yes.
So it's the hotels, it's the gas, it's the eating, it's everything else that surrounds where that impact comes in and comes from, and you directly tie it, right? So there's ways for you to look at. Thank you. There's ways for you to look at what was I making, like what was our base revenue, and then what did this bring? One of the things that I've been intentional on is making sure that we have a local vendor opportunity for these large festivals because so most people don't understand how shows work. So people don't know, like, the show is literally similar to like the carnival. It's literally you put it in the suitcase, you pack it up, and you move it from city to city or country to country. And so people don't understand, like, organizations typically have their you know, they have all the chess pieces and they just come and play the game, right? But one of the things that I was intentional asking is, like, how do we make sure some of our small businesses have the opportunity to come and vend? And they were like, okay, cool. Like, okay, we'll make it happen.
That's fair.
And so there will be a component that we're ironing out for Rolling Loud. So we will get to have some local businesses from the community that will be at Rolling Loud. And then my goal is to kind of grow it from there. But it's a weird space for me because when you think about the impact of so there'll be roughly 60,000 people in attendance for Rolling Loud. Wow. And so you have to, like, you know, what does that mathematically look like? You know, I don't know that your average business, and even if you take like a 10%, I don't know that your average business is serving 6,000 people a day, right? So it's a space for us where we kind of analyze it and then we kind of say, okay, what can we do differently? What can we do better? But like my goal is to make sure that there is an economic impact for the community around, not just, you know, today, not just those 3 days, but if you can build a business, you know, not all patrons are going to be from all around the world, right? We will have lots of patrons. We'll also have locals, right? And so there'll be opportunity to showcase some of our local businesses.
That is huge. That's huge. And that's great that you made sure that the local businesses were going to be able to benefit from it and not be boxed out on a situation like that. Yes, that's really good. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what they hollering about over at Legacy.
It's good, I'm telling you.
Okay.
Leave a 5-star review.
Okay. So I seen on social media that you pushing. I ain't saying pushing because we gonna make it happen. That All-Star Weekend.
Yes.
You gonna come with 2030?
So we're in between, but so when All-Star was here in 2012, the commission had said that it's all governed by the NBA commission. It's not like, you know, teams that, like, you don't get to pick as a player, like, I want to go here. That's not how it works. So the NBA commission is a bidding process. And so what most folks will never understand is everything is a bidding process when it comes to sports. And it's, what do you offer? What do you have? What can you, and packaging looks different for everyone. So when they came in 2012, they said, yeah, we'll be back in about a decade or so. You know, we'll kind of figure that out, what that looks like. Well, I used to work for the CRA. I used to work for City of Orlando, and I used to tell my boss, like, I thought they were coming back in 10 years. So he was like, he used to tell me, because he called me SR, God rest his soul, Thomas Chapman. TC would be like, SR, man, I don't know, we got a lot of work to do. You know, based on, because no matter who comes to town, they're gonna give you feedback. Whether that feedback is traffic or business opportunities, like whatever that may look like, there's always some kind of feedback when an organization comes, an event comes. And so we had to work through some of the event concerns. And so when I got elected, I summoned, so typically most of our sports activities goes through, we have something called the Greater Orlando Sports Commission. And so they handle a lot of our bidding, as well as with Florida Citrus Sports. It just depends on the activity. Because Florida Citrus Sports does some activities, but you know, I let Florida Citrus Sports with Steve Hogan, I let him know, hey, wanna look at, like I said, I knew who plays what role. So when it came to that, I called Jason Siegel with the Greater Orlando Sports Commission when I first got elected, and I was like, hey, what's up with the NBA All-Star? And he talked through it, and he said, well, Commissioner, we got a couple things we got to work through, we got to get to, but you know, now that we know, because that's the biggest thing, and I respect a lot of agencies, they want to know that they have the commissioner, the sitting commissioner's support, and they want to make sure that, you know, they have all the other commissioners and the mayor's support. And so when I said that, they were like, he looked, and you know, it's like an excitement, because I know, like when you're on the inside and you're working through things and you're talking through different programs, you know, you kind of say, okay, how do we plug and play? Like, how do we finish the track? How do we, you know, get stuff done? And so it was an exciting moment. Like, wait, are you serious about this? I was like, yeah, I'm serious about this. Like, like what's stopping us from, you know, hosting? And they did tell us that they'd come back in a decade or so. And so NFL and NBA for their Super Bowl and for NBA All-Star, they do it 3 years at a time.
Okay.
So when you bid, you're bidding for a three part. So it's either, so in this case, the bid is either 28, 29, 30. And so there's some logistical things that we're working through. And so, you know, we said 30, we're figuring out, so we're in that 3 year time frame. And so that's where we are. Well, we've announced about it because some things are public records. Sometimes once you start communicating with government, so we needed a certain amount of money. So you always have to spend money and that's like, shout out to knowing that you have to spend money to make money.
Yeah.
And so we had to start having public conversations because we had to go to put aside some tourist dollars towards soliciting and bringing the event here. And so it became a publicly known thing where it's not like a surprise.
Yeah.
Because then we had to go to the county commissioners and say, hey, county commissioners, you know, we need the financial support and this is what it is to be able to complete this bid package.
Yeah, like I like the logo and everything like that. It definitely like looks official. You know what I'm saying? Like, so how does that come about? Like, where somebody would make the logo? Like, how does that like? So
we have something called Visit Orlando, and we have the Greater Orlando Sports Commission, like I just mentioned. So they have a whole marketing team, and so normally what happens is there's what you call a host committee, and so there's individuals within the organization who will kind of go and analyze a city to say, like, is this place really ready as they say they are? And so we had an event where we were hosting the NBA, the organization, the groups that would come and, you know, kind of make the selection. We kind of showed them like what we have to offer as a city and not just like, here, come play and then leave, because NBA All-Stars turned into a week-long activity. Yeah. It's no longer like back in the days where it was just Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Like, they come the whole week, and so you have to be prepared. The activities, you know, whether you're gonna go take over, you know, whether you're gonna go get a bunch of kids and take them to a theme park, or whatever you're going to do and plan out. So they kind of come, you know, they analyze the city, et cetera. So someone in the marketing world and the marketing team made the logo. That I love my hat too.
Big shout out to the person who made that logo. It definitely caught my eye, and I'm like, oh yeah, they should do it. Cause I'll get mad at Orlando in 2030, great. So that'd be perfect. So is there anything that the city has coming that you can speak about that people probably just might not know about it, like marketing or promo wise, but it's not a secret?
I don't know, that's a packed question.
I appreciate it.
I know, what are you looking for? I guess that's the better thing, a better question. Like, I don't know that there's...
What you trying to provide?
I mean, there's so many things. So, you know, I live in like this world of like 5 pillars: safety, housing, education, employment, and health. Okay. So those are the 5 pillars. And like, we're always doing something in between. A couple of weeks we'll have an expungement clinic, and those are really big for me. Okay. Because, you know, someone's mistake shouldn't be a whole lifetime of setback. And so it's working through, you know, those opportunities. Some of it is, you know, in the job world. That's a big component for me. So, you know, making sure we're securing the opportunities, especially those who need a second chance. Yeah. Because the ultimate goal should be to reduce recidivism, reduce people going to jail, reduce crime in our community. And the more you can give people opportunities, is the less likely they're gonna go and commit a crime, right? There's more to think about. Like, I've got this steady check, I've got this steady payment. Right here, actually, we'll talk about house, so, you know, my housing pillar, actually put aside, we're in the process, there's a land not too far from here, we're gonna build a senior affordable housing complex. That's big for me. A lot of people don't know seniors are the highest rising homeless population in our community and across the nation, and it's because they're priced out, right? So what you plan to retire at 50 years ago when you first started your career is not the same today. And so it's, you know, how do you find that happy medium balance of making sure those who paved the way, right? And they don't, a senior doesn't have to be a person on the TV, but they work somewhere and made some kind of change in the organization that that they were working in, whether it was how we did processes, you know, whether it's how we box boxes to ship things. So, you know, being able to create opportunities for our seniors is important for me. There are a couple of larger projects. So, you know, a lot of people talk about the renovations at Camping World Stadium.
Yes.
What most people don't realize is, in addition to Camping World renovations, we're also building an event center.
I feel like it's a cool job. I know it's a lot of work, but I know you get to meet a lot of cool people. So who's some people that you have met through your time in office you like, you know what, like, they're pretty cool, I like them?
So it's a really packed question.
Yeah.
The job is fun, but a lot of work.
Yeah.
Like you said. Opening franchise, the Big Dave Cheesesteak was here. So I got to meet Big Dave and Derek Lewis, the co-founders of the branch. So Big Dave's. I also got to catch up with Angela Yee. So I interviewed her years ago at Pastor T.D. Jakes. He does this workshop throughout the country, and so I got to meet her and do a whole interview. We actually talked about voting because she's like big on. It's funny, a lot of the like larger like hosts and TV hosts and stuff, like they're really big on voting and elections. So had to sit down and interview with her. So it's cool to catch up because they added a component at Big Dave's cheesesteak for breakfast, and they included her coffee in that. So it was really cool. Like, you know, it's the whole go girl power. I would say Kirby Joseph is really cool.
Big Z. You know, Big Z, yes.
Adam Schuler. I think I got to meet a lot of. I've actually learned a lot of folks are more local. Okay. So it's always the same. Like Orlando has hidden talent that no one really pays attention to, unless like you see them often or you hear about them often. Because you know, once you go off to whatever city you're from and or that you're in, people forget that you're from here, right? Like I mean, you think about DJ Khaled, and I think he's probably the biggest example. Don't do it. But like, he's probably the biggest example of like someone.
I don't know why you don't like us.
It's not that you don't like. Here's what I'd say: in life, you have to grow, and sometimes when you're in certain industries, you have like, no matter what your industry is, you have to follow what the trends are and what the patterns are, right? Yes. And so, for him, I guess at the time when he was going into the DJing, you know, Miami was a hotter place.
No, fact. It definitely makes sense. But I kind of just look at it outside looking in type of situation and say, they ain't no this. But I feel like, of course, where Orlando was at in 95 or 2003 or something like that, like, of course, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like now, where the city's at and things that's going on, I just feel like, you know, just a little Dr. Phillips love.
I mean, he was just here last week. Why y'all didn't ask him to come out of school? He was just here last week to open up the Orlando Storm.
But he would.
I'm sure.
No, he was definitely here. But I don't feel like that's another story.
So I'm a twist it just a little bit because I live in that space of like, what's the double-edged sword? Sometimes some people don't feel welcome. And I'm not speaking for him specifically, right? But sometimes if I don't feel welcome, if I'm from somewhere, it's a weird space for me, right? Because then if I come, I look like and this is where I struggle as the commissioner, it looks like I'm just coming for the photo ops. And so I think it's more so maybe, and I'm not saying that it will or won't happen, but anyone that you're looking to engage with in the community, reach out to them. Like, and have your agenda, like, here's what I'd like you to do, here's this community give back, or here's this whatever, so that it's authentic and it doesn't look like, oh, you're just showing up with the camera. Because I think that may be the vibe that a person may perceive, like, oh, you just showed up with a camera. Like, you weren't intentional about coming here. Whereas if you go and you say, hey, we're doing this celebrity game or this, can you come read to the kids? Or like something intentional, like, hey, can you come to a football game or something? Like, I think it's having those intentional asks, because a lot of times you miss it because people feel like I'm not welcome, right? And even in his world, I'm not speaking for him, he probably hears when people bash him on social media and say, you don't even care about Orlando anymore, right? And so do I go back to that space uninvited? Or do I wait till someone invites me and say, hey, come? He came to Orlando Storm opening game. Like, so, and that's for no matter who it is. I would say if you feel like you want someone, we can't live in an expectation world. We can't expect people to do things. We got to take a step towards that.
And also too, is it like I feel like like he still has like love. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he has a lot of love. You know what I'm saying? Like especially for being like I went to Dr. Phillips. You know what I'm saying? Knowing that okay, he's Cali with the DP, like that's you. Like you know what I'm saying? Nobody can't talk bad about you.
Reach
like
out.
that. I don't have to go through nasty. You know what I'm saying? You have to go through nasty because it's levels. You know what I'm saying? I reach out to Cali.
And then if there's a way I can help you, let me know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Dr.
But
Phillips.
somebody I think you could probably help out with. You know what I'm saying? I want to meet Chuck Widow.
Chuck Widow with Unicorp.
That's who I want to meet. I want to meet
Chuck
Widow definitely because I've been a fan and following him and all like what he have done and he's still doing type of thing. But yeah, he's definitely somebody I would love to meet.
Let me figure that out.
Yeah.
But so let me wrap up my list. So like publicly, I've known you before.
Yes.
Before the podcast, before election. So it's it's cool like watching, I think for both of us, watching each other's evolution, right? Like in your nonprofit space, in your nonprofit world. I've been there, hey, let's come play basketball and donate some toys or so
early.
So add you to the list.
Hey, I appreciate that.
I mean, there's a lot. Like before being elected, like I knew 613 Twissy, D-Boy, because they're all like I live in Paramore, and so I really embraced the community. I wasn't born and raised here, but I live here, and I really embraced the community. So like the ones that grew up there, the ones who were born there, like knowing who they are and kind of connecting. Sometimes a lot of it is behind the scenes. Yeah. I would say shout out like one of the cool people that is still in Orlando. I'd say Ayo.
Big fan of AL. But I love it.
Yeah, so I'd say AO. I think on some of the business aspect, Steve Hogan from Florida Citrus Sports, he plays like a huge impact in this community. Like Steve is one of those that would give the shirt off of his back if someone from the neighborhood called. I think there's a lot. I already mentioned Jason Siegel. I would say all of our sports teams, like I have really great working relationships with the Magic. So if I call, it used to be Alex Martins, but like Maritza's that gap. So shout out to Maritza, and she's the vice president at Orlando Magic. But like I have a really great working relationship with the Magic. I have a really great working relationship with the soccer team. Our hockey team is owned by the Orlando Magic, so I have that rapport as well. And
you know who I think, not to cut you off, you know who I think is, I guess you could say it's like a stir pot thing, but not really. But you know who I feel like is kind of like, family that's been going crazy is Morgan's. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to
Morgan. What they, even though of course it has blown way past just Orlando, but for that to be like hub and they got like the situation with UFC and wrestling and NASCAR and all different things like that, it's you know what I'm saying?
It's really cool. Like it's funny like to watch just people grow and just like what started from the bottom. Yeah. He's America's injury attorney, not just like Florida. He's America's I was in Chicago a couple months ago and a bus ride. I was like, that is not Mr. John. Oh no. What?
Yes.
I'd say some other like pillars. One of my mentors is Judge Belvin Perry. On any given day when I'm like, okay, I feel like my back is Judge, I need your help. What should I do here? Yeah. And so he's been Commissioner Mabel Butler. That was mom to me. So, she played a pivotal role in how I politics, so to speak. So how I can hold stuff to chest and what does a war chest look like? What does having that war chest look like? It's funny, and I'm gonna stir the pot a little bit. Okay. The game is always supposed to be chess, not checkers.
Yes.
And it really is that's how you really win for the community. And so it's funny, I use that phrase commonly because how do we move in a space where I'm capitalizing on this for the community? Everything I do is for this community, right? Yes. Like when I eat, sleep, and drink, I have my list of like what keeps me up at night, but it's, I have to have my pieces. I have to be able to say like, I can't play, like if you sit around and you play checkers, it doesn't get you far, right? No. But if you playing chess and you're monopolizing, how can I, like, And I use EDC. EDC has been coming here for years.
Yeah.
So for me to solidify the opportunity for local businesses to participate, it's chess, right?
Yes.
It's learning how much can I ask for?
Mhm.
How much can this community benefit? What is the impact on, because for us, we get the traffic impact, right? I live here, right? So I'm gonna get it all day because people park way downtown and walk. So I'm going to get the traffic impact of any event. And so like, how do I make sure that businesses are able to say like, I made money on that? Whether I made 5,000, 10,000, 100,000, I made money, I'm part of that. So there's the local economy, the local attachment. So there's things that I say like I said, I use that phrase because it isn't, how do you get to learn the key players in whatever you're trying to do? So I'm still learning, right? Like I get up and I come to work every day and I learn something new every day. And that's what life is supposed to be. And no matter what area, no matter what capacity you're in, what are you learning to be able to better yourself, right? Because there is a next level for everybody. It doesn't matter what that next level looks like. Everybody has a next level, and what are you doing to better yourself to get there?
That's a fact. That's a fact. Well, I know you have a busy schedule. This food was definitely amazing. The reason why I ain't finished it because, you know, I want to
have a good conversation.
You know what I'm saying? The to-go box is definitely on the way. Big shout out to Legacy for having us. Thank you, Ms. Commissioner. And that's another episode of the Stir the Pot Podcast. Your boy Alfred Chapman, and we out.